All right, we're gonna call the October solid waste meeting to order. We'll start off by getting the minutes approved if everybody's had a chance to read them. If you hadn't, we'll take a minute to read them.
Move to approve.
We got a motion to approve them.
I'll second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a second. We don't have to do the roll call no more, do we? Right? 'Cause
We're all in
That's
here.
right. So, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? All right. Oh, I guess we need to go, this chairman deal too, right? Let's get that over with. I guess how we do that is, do we have anybody you want to nominate for that?
I do, Mr. Chairman,
Okay?
and if I could be my pleasure to nominate Mr. Randy Wilson to be our chairman for another year.
I second that.
I move that, all nominations cease and we elect Mr. Randy Wilson by acclamation.
If that needs a second, I'll second it.
I think everybody's in favor of that. Unless Mr. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. I guess we set for another year. Okay, Corey.
2 years.
Well, okay, 2 years.
Stuck with me 2 years.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, it's not a lifetime appointment, it's just a year at a time.
Seems like it now, don't it?
Okay, Corey, we'll turn it over to you, let you give us your
All
report.
right. We were a little slower in September. It seems like we finally slowed down. It seems things picked up in March and they just kept going. July was a busy month and August went down a tad, and here in September, it seems like we finally went down as far as tons wise, coming in and going. I made a little note on the page 3. I showed y'all the difference of, solid waste shipped and solid waste paid for. This month it was 170.95 tons difference, which equaled out to $6,103. But our bill has been running lower because, during COVID, our bill was running like 220,000 because the weight and the trash we were taking out. But if you notice this month, our bill, was only 189,000. So, you can tell the trash is slowing down a little. On page 4 is the breakdown.
Well, hey, wait a minute. I want the record to show that we're showing a profit.
Right, we
I
are.
think that's worth putting in the minutes. We're showing a profit there, and that's what this committee's done. I think, been raising the fees and getting it where that place is.
Yeah, we ain't anywhere, have we, Bill?
It's running itself.
Yeah, and out of my September budget sheet, at the end of September, we should be at 25% of our budget already, being 3 months in. And, both our disposal line and our revenue line is running right in that low 20s. So we're running right at, a little lower on disposal and a little bit right at our revenue. So we're running right on track with what's in our budget there.
Bless you.
The next page, of course, over to the side, how we do the no charge customers. And you can tell, especially our convenience centers, a lot of our convenience centers were down this month.
Yeah, look at Orlando.
I know, it was almost cut in half this month.
Any
And-
ideas?
Well, it only gets pulled twice a week, and the way the month started, and plus the holiday at the beginning of the month would have been a day we pulled it and it rolled around. It just depends. Since that's one we only pull twice a week, it could be that last month it got pulled 2 more times than it did.
So it's timing.
Right. Timing is part of this, yes, absolutely, because, where the holiday fell on Monday and we pull it on, Monday and Fridays. So, but that one jumped out at me big time. But if you look even at, the West County Farm Road, it was down 40 tons, 25 tons at Greenbrier. And like I said, we was only closed 1 extra day for the holiday in September there.
Every one of them's down.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got a lot less trash in September than we
Good
did.
report.
Then there's, we were 200 less tons altogether in total waste in, this month than last month. And down, you can see the tickets. Last month was 4,035, this month was only 3,889 tickets, so. And then the next pages 5 and 6 is the revenue analysis where we're gonna do through the year, once we get all the way through a year. And, I carried the titles over since I didn't do that, so it's easier to see, but, this month is slower than last month. The biggest notice is because, you know, the tire money from the state, the last line, we only get every quarter. So last month we had that almost $9,000 profit for that month. This month we didn't.
All right,
Anybody have any questions on that?
well, this revenue analysis. Commercial cart fees. Explain that.
That's where, we bill City of White House, City of Springfield for the commercial carts they pick up.
Okay, I know it's the same price.
Yeah, the same price.
Is that what we have to pick with our frame loaders?
No, that's what they pick up at commercial businesses in their cities.
So, okay, since I'm new, explain to me why we've got a $1,700 jump from July, or June to July on that.
Okay, because we reevaluate every couple of years on the amount of carts.
So that would have been the
Based on
time
a formula. July 1, their prices did
when
go
our
up.
fiscal year started.
Right, right. That's why that went up, as you can see,
So
July,
we'll see 3827 the rest
all the way
of
through the rest of the year for
Okay.
that.
Good question, Steve.
Yeah, that's where it was. I try not to, we don't do it really every year
Mhm.
unless they tell me there's been like a big difference.
Mhm.
But it hadn't been done in a couple of years, so we went ahead and did it, especially with our price increases that was made this year. So we reevaluated, and that's the reason theirs went up.
Anybody got any further questions on this report?
Well, Keith had a question he wanted me to ask. Do you want me to ask it now, or should we
Or
wait?
he's on it, you mean?
Is Keith on there?
Showing you,
Yeah.
Ms. Hoover, you on there?
We got him muted, or he's muted himself.
If he's on there, he'll come back. Surely he can ask before we get through, Steve.
Okay, bud. If he
Right.
does, we'll wait. Keith does not
If he
get
don't,
it
yeah.
Yeah, he's got it muted. I can't, even if I try to unmute it.
Okay.
Mr. Hoover, you there? Well, it looks like he's, I think I got it unmuted.
Let's keep going, Ms. Court. If he doesn't come back, we'll ask it again.
He's got a red light there.
Yeah.
I changed it to green and I didn't hear anything, so then I just changed it back. Okay. The wall project began this week. As of today, they have all of the old wall, down the side taken down. It does limit the room we have on the floor, so there is a line, for people having to wait. Now I have two key figures. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Awesome. Hey, and overlooking I've been going over some reports and stuff with solid waste, and I'm noticing a huge increase in credit cards. To the fact, I think we've got about $9,000 in your budget for credit card fees, and we're on pace right now to hit it right around $20,000. Are we taking in more credit cards this year? What's going on with that?
Yes, more people are using credit cards than cash. Our cash deposits have gone down tremendously, and more people are using cards.
Okay. Well, we're going to need to find about another $11,000 in your budget to make that up, unless you guys want to start passing that on to the end user.
Yeah, we're already at, it was $1,500 actually was what September's was, and that was already at 50% of our budget. But we do have, we do have like 3,000, like in other charges that could, cover it. And then also I was looking at some places that we haven't used anything out of yet this quarter. I think we would have to just do some budget line amendments, and it would be covered.
Okay,
Yeah,
that answers my question. Thank
Go
you.
ahead, Mr. Don.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Keith. Go ahead, Mr. Don.
yeah, and Keith, I want to remind you and everybody that the last three prices, the last one we went up just a little while after we did the other one and the one before that. I made the motion. We rounded up what we're gonna charge to cover the cost of these credit cards. The reason we went to the credit cards is because it is faster, it's more economical, and we're pushing people to the credit cards and away from cash so that we don't have the trouble of building up that cash and somebody breaking in and stealing it like we had to suffer through 3 times since I've been on the board. So I want everybody to remember that. So,
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Don.
Okay, and the wall, like I said, the wall project, they've gotten the one side of the wall down. It is slowing up traffic just because we don't have as much of the floor. We got like 20 feet of the floor blocked off. Once they get all the, tear down done, they said they could give us some more, but like today at closing, they were lined up, it looked like a Saturday or something, but, haven't had too many complaints, just some of the roll-off drivers, cause it slows their day down, the commercial drivers, but, we're just telling them, bear with us, work in progress, be over soon.
Be the biggest problem Saturday, don't want it, will it?
Yeah, this will be our first Saturday that we're limited on the floor, so, the guys were talking about that today, they're like, oh, we wonder what Saturday's gonna be like, but, they're just, we can't get so many in there at a time with part of the floor gone, so hopefully they'll be done with the deconstruction of the wall and that'll be out of the way. But just in case you get any complaints on people having to wait in line, that's why we had to give up part of our floor during this wall process.
About having questions on the wall and
I want to add to the surplus list that we come up with last month, the old forklift. We're trying to clean out the big shop up there, since we're going to be moving forward. Hopefully, Trey said he would be here next meeting to go over, whatever the structural engineers have come up with in a report as far as, what needs to be done safety-wise to the building to make repairs. And then, they've talked about maybe putting a door in the back where we can pull one of our big trucks in there to actually work on, or I don't know the entire plan till the engineer's done, but, we're just trying to clean out the shop and get rid of stuff sitting around. And, so would like to surplus that old 1990 Caterpillar forklift that we have.
do we need to have a motion on it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna add it to the list of the 2 trucks that we approved last month because it was too close to the commission meeting to get it in on last month's commission meeting. So, and now this one's coming up. So I'll get all 3 items on a list and a resolution.
Was it run?
Mm-hmm. Dale got it running. Don't run good, but, he got it running and moving out. He moved it outside the shop area.
All right,
So it's not even worth keeping for a backup in case something goes down?
It's for
We
run.
just got a new forklift and,
It's for run.
like I said,
Understand.
it's pretty gummed up. It was an old diesel and she's been a good one, let's say, for that many years, but I think she's about gone.
all right, so we need to get a motion to
Surplus the forklift.
surplus the old forklift.
I'll make that motion.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
All right, and like I said, hopefully next month we'll be able to go over those building things. That's all that I have for tonight.
Is that a load of aluminum back there? Is it a load? Aluminum cans.
Yeah, we can usually get like 4 to 6 bags on a load.
4 to 6.
You talking about the bags that we use to put the cans
It's
in?
great big, there's all in bags back there, them aluminum cans. Is that,
Oh, they're not all aluminum cans. There's some of them that's paint, are oil-based paint, and the state right now is in between contracts of who they have contracting coming to pick up those paints. And he said that hopefully within another month or two, they'll have a contract in place and I can have the truck come and pick all those up. The state schedules that.
Can, I'd love to see that, all that cleaned up and we can knock that wall out in the middle.
Yeah, like, we've done pretty good. All the front half is cleaned up. I still have all those bags, back there of paint and, a few boxes of electronics and then aluminum cans. We just try to sit on aluminum cans so it goes back up.
Well, I don't know if that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah,
I just don't see it.
yeah. We're still going to have to figure out, depending on where the door goes and all that, we're going to have a place to store that paint because I have to have 10 pallet boxes of that before they'll come pick it up. So we're still going to need some storage space in the shop for that, no matter
Well,
what we
there's
end up
plenty of
doing.
room there, I tell you that. Once you clean all that junk out of there, I think you're gonna be surprised how much room we're gonna have.
Yeah.
I agree. I had a question about the mulch.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all been moving it? Is the reason why he's moving it or what it's about?
Well, we have the Traco there. All the mulch that was ground up this last grinding, it took up half of our area there at the brush pile. So
What we gonna do with it?
we just moved it to the backside like we did before.
What can we do with it?
We can't sell it because then that would be considered as compost and sale, as far as to individuals. Only thing we've ever done with it in the past is used it to fill in places or just stored it and once it rots down, then we keep smoothing it out and thinning it out and getting rid of it because if the company that grinds it, if they take it, it's so much per ton that they charge us for hauling it out. So to get all that ground that I did back, February or March, we went the cheapest route. They piled it right there and we're just now finally getting some of it moved to get some of the,
Is it a big pile of it where it's piled up? Or-
not anymore. I mean,
No, I went back there last week, just check out the hole and everything. That's what but, man, I'll tell you what, I wish there's some of it to get rid of.
Is it fine enough that we could use it for dark fire?
No,
Barns.
I
too
don't,
much dirt. I
Does-
mean,
okay.
I think it'd be too dirty.
I wouldn't want to burn it.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Burn something down.
That's what I was getting at. Would it flame up if we went to?
Oh yeah, they dug
Use
into
it.
some older stuff in the back after they got that newest stuff moved and you wouldn't believe the steam and smoke coming off of it that's been sitting there 5 years.
Then I started going through a heat.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would want it. I mean, as far as.
I wish it'd catch on fire.
It has before. That's the reason I was surprised that they was so old, was steaming the way it was the other morning when I was around there, but I was really in shock. And it had some white spots in it. And so Tim got it all thinned out. He took the dozer and pushed it. And, but yeah, it's happened before. We've had mulch piles.
So how about the brush pile itself, not counting the mulch, what's the brush pile now?
Well, that gave us more room to accept the brush there in the
So
regular
we're pretty in
pile.
good shape on that right now?
Yes, for right now. We're still good on area as far as where to dump brush.
Yeah, there's the chairman right
Yes.
there.
Yes, sir, Mr. Glover.
Looking at it.
I can hear you though. I know you back there.
All right. I stopped in and mentioned something about trying to find somebody to take the mulch.
Yeah,
I told you, I gave you a little insight. Do you want me to?
yeah, tell him.
I was over in Russell, Kentucky, about, been over 2 weeks ago. That mulch company over there, I can't.
See you, Jay. See you, Jay.
Right up there on the right.
And I stopped in there and talked to a lady in the office, and they have recently sold out. They sold out about 4 months ago to an outfit out of Alabama. called Sims. Is the name of the company. They're enlarging the facility there in Russell. And, I asked the, lady in the office to have the manager of this facility in Russell to call me, and he did the following week. And, he's supposed to come over here, I don't know, probably, hopefully in the next week or two, and talk to myself and whoever else would be available to talk to him about the possibility of, them, I guess, taking the brush and providing a trailer or something where we might get it hauled out. They currently have some kind of agreement with Metro, and at 2 locations in Nashville, they have an, I'm gonna just use the term operation adjacent to where they unload trash. And, any kind of wood product, they're grinding. And, what this Sims operation, they've got a contract with Walmart, and I think it's Home Depot, to grind and bag mulch. And they, Walmart and whoever else, Home Depot, that's what they market, is mulch in a plastic bag. So I don't know, much more than what I've just explained to you, but, you know, I certainly think we need to look and see if there's some other way to dispose of mulch other than the way we're currently doing.
It'd be great if that could happen, Mr. Glover, I promise you, it'd be great.
Maybe the guy call.
Hmm.
Maybe he will call then.
Yeah, and I've got his number, and I'll probably call him the first week and see what his schedule is. He's,
What if he's got a quota that he, certain amount, you know?
well,
Yeah, we might could make,
Do we get enough for us to maybe satisfy the guy, you know?
Brush,
and
yeah,
all of that is something that we need to ask him.
Yeah.
Do we get brush every month then?
like I noticed, the jump this month, I guess, like no, I'm on the wrong page, sorry. Like last month, we only did $1,300 worth of brush. This month was up to $2,980. I mean, it just comes and goes.
How
And
much,
see,
how many tons is that, 2980? I had some people call me, said we was too high on it. I just told them it's just the way it was.
You don't burn it, did you, Bill?
Well, I don't know why they haul it up there themselves.
like
Wouldn't
50
be either.
tons, 50 something tons.
It'd be 50 tons.
Is Springfield still taking care
They're
of their
still
own
doing
rent?
theirs, but you know, they're still interested in doing something else.
That might be.
Tie them in together.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
and you're talking about, Mayor, what was you talking about? Brush?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, if this thing with Burton were to pan out, we could even do some more things, but once we.
Well, if the guy would do it and grind it up where we're piling it up, and then when this guy comes, and does it for us, he's scooping it up, and he's getting a lot of mud in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and when he does it, it ain't worth nothing,
Right.
nobody.
Right.
It ain't even good for fire and barn.
Right.
Well, I'll follow up and I'm gonna keep you posted.
Well, you and me stay together on it, all right?
Yeah.
I'll meet with
Yeah,
you and everything.
well, and you know, I want anybody else to come that's available whenever. We made it, meet out there at the facility so we can see what we got.
Last month we got in 50 tons there, right? I'm gonna say in the winter, it probably ain't like that.
no, usually, you know, in storms, you know, that everybody
Storms
brings
in
it in.
spring, I would
Yeah,
When
think.
everybody's-
maybe fall.
Yeah, when everybody's cleaning out and,
What about, these, tree guys around town like, Yates? You know, they mulch that up. Do they bring that out there or they got another
They
place?
hump
dump it?
somewhere to carry it.
see, we had that issue, 2 or 3 years ago where they were wanting to bring the chips out there, but I can't accept chips onto my brush pile or that's considered a compost. So they got upset when I told them the only way I can take their chips is for them to put it in the building and then pay whatever per ton to get rid of them. Because we don't, it changes the permit for into a
Okay.
compost.
Mayor, was that an individual or somebody in the business that told you we was too high?
Individuals hauled in there.
Yeah. Probably does think that.
Well, yeah,
My daddy wouldn't pay it. He would,
I wouldn't either think. That when I saw
oh,
it.
he'd have somewhere to put
Well, I
it.
got some matches, I ain't gonna put it.
But everybody else, they
There's
got a
3
place to
fires
do
going
that.
on my place right now.
I know.
Yeah, that's kind of like animal control.
That's
Everybody ain't got an outlet like that.
There's a place over on Centennial in Nashville. The boy that works for me on the weekend,
Off Centennial Boulevard,
yeah. He says that makes mulch, said they will take any kind of wood product. You know, logs, anything. They won't take cross ties.
right, don't take Chris over.
Yeah, don't take Chris on, but anything else, so I think I'll pass that place sometime. If I'm in Nashville, I'll go by there.
Yeah, I wonder what they give for just those butt logs that ain't no good.
I have no idea. I'm just passing along some of the
Well, probably just,
conversations I've had.
they probably don't give anything, if you take
Take
them,
them, get rid of.
get rid of them for you.
Okay.
Hey, is that, anybody else got any more questions on the brush or anything on that? Do you have anything else for it? I got a question on our last meeting right here, we was talking about, getting somebody else to do our work for us. Loading and
Yeah, that was my question, Mr. Chairman. We left it with it.
Left it with me, I gave it to Clyde, I talked to Clyde yesterday, and he hasn't really got that down enough report on it. He's been on vacation again, and, got a couple jail things he's working on. Put it, that's the best way we can put that.
he's a busy man, is what you're saying,
Well,
we understand
yeah,
that,
he just ain't, yeah.
but we'll get to this.
So what were you asking for? You want to get caught up?
Well, we're talking about doing away with the people that we have doing our loading and having a company to come in and do it and furnishing the equipment, so we wouldn't have to buy the equipment and wouldn't have to pay the,
So go on a third party.
To load and haul instead of just haul.
yeah. You with us on that now?
Yes, sir. How many employees would that impact?
Well, I have, 2 loader operators now, then a fill-in operator, because of us running 6 days a week. We would still need a loader operator for brush, to load our tires, that sort of thing, metal. And I've left a yard labor position open for close to a year now. And so we wouldn't lose anybody.
Say move, one of them would move over
One
to
would
that.
move down.
Fill you in further, Steve,
Yes.
whoever would be doing the loading is probably the one that owns the trailers.
Uh-huh.
Because there is a part where the guy that's got the trailers thinks the people loading is carrying his trailers.
Right.
It really wouldn't be a third party, just.
And we bid it out.
Addition of the second party.
Like, when we did the original bid, we did 3 options, like load and haul,
Uh-huh.
just haul. And, we did it that way, and the same guy was low bid on both items, so, but then we don't have to worry about the floor getting clean or the overtime. And the main thing, the biggest savings would be the loader expenses.
We have a lot of complaints, Steve, because we overload some trailers and they don't want to be responsible.
2 months ago, we had an accident out there where
And
the loaders hit a car. Has that ever been took care of, Corey? That's over? Okay, I'm gonna throw that in the trash.
And Mr. Chairman, for Steve, this has been a point of conversation for a good 3 or 4 years. We've talked about it.
I can see its merits.
And I think the way we've evolved to, that's the perfect question you asked, but I think that we've evolved to the point, probably won't affect any employee to amount to anything. Maybe one, maybe.
Well, she's already looking for staff, you said, for a year for the fill one. So
Yeah.
it's really not gonna affect anybody, Mr. Don. That would probably be the perfect scenario.
Anybody else got any questions or anything else they need to bring up?
Or was I speaking for you, Ms. Corey? That's what I understood you to say. You had an
Yes.
opening for a year.
That's right, you correct.
Okay.
And I just add, Mr. Chairman, maybe, Mayor, you could tell our county attorney that, this is the second month that we were all asking about it.
I will. In fact, I would've thought he would've had something, and I know he hated it.
Well,
I asked him, I said, you staying pretty busy, ain't you? He said, yes.
One thing, if I go back to this, if we've had an open position for a year, is there any, really any need to fill it? You know, I kinda asked if we could make it for a year without somebody, why
Well-
would we wanna put somebody in there?
What that position, it's just the labor yard position, and what I've done with that is the fill-in loader operator, he's on the loader on Monday and Fridays, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he does part of the recyclables, the plastic, the paint,
He
the
is
yard.
doing that job now,
Yes.
part-time.
and then the extra scale house, lady, because I still have to have a backup
I think a
for,
floater, was what I'm.
yeah, it's like that
I think-
position, I floated 2 people around to get it done,
Okay.
you know, and,
So you've split it among two.
yes, yes,
Each
because,
person's doing a job and a half.
I think since we met, Clyde had a COVID problem too.
That sounds right.
I think
Mayor.
he did, yeah, I think he did.
Ms. Corr, I want to go back to the question Keith asked. Is there any way that we can just add the credit card fees to the bill rather than us having to pay it?
well, we've been down that, and that's Don's expertise right there.
Just tell me no, Mr. Don, if we
well,
can.
it takes up too much time. And
Okay,
if you add up the minutes in the day that we have to go across those scales and back out. Now granted, our scales are different now, but we've been fighting this for a good 8 years
okay,
to get away from cash and get to credit cards. And I'm well pleased with the way that we're going.
okay,
And
that's all I
we've
need
done
to know.
enough added to what we charge to cover the credit card bill.
Okay, I won't ask you anymore. Maybe not.
That don't mean they subject to change, you
Yeah,
know.
but we did an actual
And
resolution
the more
before.
they use it, the more that expense line item shows up on our.
More it costs
But
us, more to
but
you.
it's, every time there's $9,000 over there, there's $300,000 or $400,000 that went through.
Well, that's a good point as well, yes.
Yeah, it's helped out a lot in our scale house, and the ladies feel a lot more
We-
comfortable not having that much
Okay.
cash on hand.
If you remember, Steve, we had to get a resolution from the
Yeah.
county commission.
Just
to
to
let
do
us
it.
do that.
Yes, sir.
Because everywhere else in the county,
Charge.
they are quick to tell you, if you want to put it on a credit card at the assessor's office or the tax office, they're gonna add it to it.
Right,
They do, but not at solid waste. You
Okay.
zip them right in and you zip them right out.
okay.
There he is.
Anybody else, Ken?
Oh,
Mr. Bob,
We've been missing.
give Bob a report.
uh,
What you know, bud? All right, see.
Mr. Bob, as you see, we started without you. And we're just about done, but if you wanna look at the report and you have any questions, we'll be glad to try to answer them for you. Or you might want to.
I'll add one thing.
There you go.
For the minutes, the mayor made a really good point when he said that we're showing a profit.
Uh-huh.
However, in county government, there's no such thing as a profit. So if you would change profit to surplus and,
Self-sufficient.
We are self-sufficient right now.
I've been on here 16 years, we've never been self-sufficient. I think that's a wonderful position to be in.
Now, weren't you on solid waste at one time before,
And,
a short period at least?
about 2006 maybe.
I was thinking you have, but I didn't attend the meetings then, so, but I was thinking you had been on solid waste.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes, sir.
it runs like a well-oiled machine now compared to 2006.
Yes, sir.
Bob.
I've already seen that.
We, made a motion to approve this old forklift to be sold to surplus. And Corey discussed the wall, it's being redone right now, and it's taking away some of our space on the floor.
Right.
So it's getting a little bit backed up just due to that, and hopefully that ain't gonna last a lot longer, but it'll probably be a very backed up Saturday, because it's a busy day. So if you get in call Saturday, that's,
That's what's up.
yeah.
That's what's up. We're missing 20
Then,
foot
of
of floor.
course, we approved the minutes and went over the monthly reports, and
And if you have any
That's
questions,
basically-
because the reports have changed since you left us, if you have any questions, call me. I mean, if you don't understand anything on there,
Call for it.
That we changed, just call me, I'll explain.
All right.
No,
I got me and you out of clear, didn't I?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
you Burton just talking about that third floor is going to be cleaned up, got to have a hazmat group to do it. You go up there, you would. Yeah, it's paid.
We looked at that a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yep.
Birds, everything.
Pigeons and
and
manhole
see,
up there.
they had, I say they, my previous had somebody come in, ServPro and clean that up, cost around $1,500. But the netting that they put up on the inside,
They're gonna be through it.
yeah, it's
Well,
back
it
to the
needs
way
to
it
be done again, that's not healthy,
was.
it needs to be clean, put that netting back up there.
That's what I thought. I thought we had done netting once before several years ago.
We did, we did.
But it's just so many, it's
You gotta do
just,
something that ain't edible though, ain't it?
Well, I mean, is there,
I think it needs to be wired.
Yeah.
What about metal?
Gotta be
That
something.
wiring.
Now-
I agree with the judge. Can't we just enclose it?
we have put, on the outside, our guys have actually put up chicken wire
That's what
before.
I'm saying. We need
That
to-
hasn't, I mean, that's come down. I really don't know what if you, I know we talked about spray foam, I think, even
Well, I
one
would do
time.
that, either birds.
Cause they're gonna peck it out.
Eat it.
Hey, look here, I wish the committee would make a motion, Corey, to call hazmat, if we can get that done for $1,500, and then put a steel wire up there, give her permission to spend that much money.
I'll make that motion. Mr. Chair.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second.
Is there not a way to permanently enclose that somehow? I mean, I'm with Bob.
Like concrete, what,
I mean, like, we're just, like brick or galvanized.
wire the cracks there, what,
Metal.
what, yeah, I know what you're
And I
saying.
think I would have to find a separate person to do, cause I know ServPro before didn't do any of the closing in. We had somebody else, I think, come in and do that on the inside, if I remember correctly, but, I would just have to find somebody that would come in and maybe inside and outside put,
Can we use like aluminum siding or?
well, the way on the outside, the way the block goes up and it's in between the beams, it seems like around the beams
Where
is
the
where they're.
rafters set on.
Right, it seems like that's where they're getting the most, so I don't know if there's something you could put around those.
No,
Hey,
like
let's
Mr.
get
Bob
it
said.
cleaned out first, before anybody goes up there. and looks.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
I won't
so,
tell, I wouldn't want Trey or nobody that work for the county to go up there.
Oh, it was awful.
Oh, yeah.
so we have a motion and we have a second, and all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes that. And like we said, and the mayor said, we get this clean, then we may come back. I agree with Mr. Stroud. We need to do something to fix it so we don't have to come back to this 4 more years and say, hey, the birds eat the net down. So it's surely a way to seal it off somehow.
Well, it looks like there's somebody used insulation and stuff like that. You know, it just.
Gotta be a way.
Oh, yeah.
We've got people that know how to build stuff, it's gotta be a way to
When
seal
you're
it.
in your barn, you cut blocks and put between the rafters.
That's right. It's gotta be a way.
I know, there was something we put out one time, and we were pigeon free for probably 6 months. And
Well, I
out of
believe in bugs.
23 years, that's the longest I've seen, but I don't know what it was that he put out.
You're exactly right, Cory, because we put up, when we put up, right at the top of those stairs, we put up some chicken wire, do something, because I saw it,
Mhm.
but then it evidently didn't.
Yeah, but there was some kind of poison or something that Randall put out one time, and we didn't see a pigeon for 6 months. I don't know what it was, but,
You probably can't legally do
I
it.
know, right?
You know, some DDT.
I mean, they're there all the time, daily, right?
That,
So,
and that of the buzzards since then, so.
yeah, so I mean, really,
Ain't on
if
birds,
you
it's
bring
rats and
in,
rodents.
Yeah.
It's every time.
Mhm,
yeah, I mean, really, you bring in ServPro or somebody to clean it up,
mhm.
and if you don't get somebody right behind it,
Right.
Gonna
It's
be
gonna be
messed up
right
again.
back the way
you're
it
gonna be
was.
right back where you
But,
were.
hey, let's
That's
get it
right.
cleaned up.
Yeah, that's right, you're right.
I agree
You're
with that.
right, and you're right.
Have we talked to Trey about if he had a suggestion for closing it up?
He went up there, took 2 steps, and he got out of Dodge.
Okay.
I mean, y'all just wouldn't believe it.
They're
It is
gonna,
bad.
they're gonna have a haunted house up there.
We have histoplasmosis from sitting underneath it, I'm sure.
That's,
Yeah, seriously.
that's why I think we need to get cleaned up.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
there's a
wanna-
big part of my ceiling's missing, so
Right.
I'm sure
I
we got
talked
it.
to Trey last week when we were out there, when the contractor was out there, and that's what he said, get it cleaned up, and then he would get in there and tell us what we need to do. He said he just would not go in there and condition
Well,
something.
we fix to get that done, right, Corey?
So have we approved Corey just to do it, or did we put a limit of $1,500?
I'm
Because
sure.
what I understood
Well, I
was
hope
just to
it's-
prove it.
$10,000.
My motion was $1,500, that's what he said.
Okay,
Well, that's, that was the price however many years ago too, is what I'm basing it on, but we have in building
Well, it might be
repair.
more than that. Maybe
Most likely.
We have
need to give a little more
$12,000
leeway
in
so
building
we don't have to
repair.
Do we want to?
She gets some money in other line item.
wait. Yes. I'll change my motion to up to 2,000. That way maybe they'll catch it. And we won't have to wait for another cycle or worship, have to call a meeting.
Right.
that's the only reason I brought that up. I don't want to have to slow up Ms. Corey to come back.
Well,
Said that the bill's
how many
more-
years has that been? I'm not sure that'd been the way things, but.
I got no idea what something like that costs, to be honest with you.
Hell, I don't wanna know.
I guess we could go with what Ms.
I
Cox
can let
said.
y'all know what
Yeah.
it comes
Why
up with.
don't you get a
That's
bid?
experienced officer.
I'll get a quote, let you know, and we need
Yeah,
to.
did y'all hear that? Corey's gonna find out what it costs, just let us know if we have something, whatever, if it goes above the 2,000, right?
Yeah, if it's above 2,000, it's
Sure.
The mayor just pulled that out of the air. We
But-
can up it some
But
more.
we gotta start there, that's a starting point, and if we have a problem with that, we can,
I mean, I have to get official quotes after
And we,
5,000, so.
we can't have an email meeting.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Call you.
Very
Yeah.
easy now.
You got it? Corey, you got everybody's email? You got Steve and Bob?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if that's just email it, we'll close. Send it back over.
Right, clerk's full, she
Does
said.
anybody else have anything?
Now,
November
that's
1st.
even-
And both of y'all, if there's
I will go.
anything,
Are we gonna
Yes,
start on the
if you
same
want-
time?
y'all
What
good
time
with the
change?
time and date and?
Might as well, I mean, it's gonna be dark then anyway, so.
Mhm.
I'll probably come out, Ms. Corey, I'll let you know so we can walk around and know
Okay.
what you're talking about instead of me trying to, it's been a while since I've been
Right.
there.
Sure,
That's a good idea.
sure.
Because I'm not trying to picture it in my head.
Huh?
Anybody else got anything?
Yeah.
To have a motion to adjourn.
Yes, sir.
Got a motion to adjourn, to the second. Steve, you did?
I did, yes, sir.
All
I'll
in
do it.
favor, get out of here.
All right.